One of the most common tasks when working with simple 3D in the editorial process is to find an object in an online library and then retexture it for a specific brand or label, or just for clients' preferences. Traditionally, this has meant going into a full 3D package, which many editors just don't have time to learn. Coremelt ModelX allows you to do this directly on the timeline in a few different ways. We're going to show you how. After applying ModelX on a clip, I'm going to go to Open Editor, and then load from library, and go to the packaging category of our included models, and load the soda can here. Now let's just zoom in and center it using the mouse wheel and shift middle mouse in this case. And first thing I can do is change the environment map to get something that looks nice on the way it reflects on the can. We'll have this one, which is a bit warmer. Okay, now that's covered in more detail in additional lighting tutorial. Now what I want to do is make sure that the can is selected, then go to materials. There's 3 different ways you can change the texture. In original mode, this uses all the texture layers from the USDZ file as they are on the file. However, we can still overlay a custom texture or decal on top of the existing textures if we want to do something like add a logo or text onto an item. When you go to Apply Presets, this replaces all the layers of a model with layers from the presets. You can still apply a custom texture or decal as well. Lastly, Advanced Material Editing lets you change every layer inside the file. We're going to go through these one by one later on. Okay, now let's actually change the can. The simplest way is to keep the original texture and overlay using a custom texture here. So I can click here, load a file, select one we made earlier, then just set the scale to about 0.6, and then slide the texture X and Y as we like. Now actually I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than that. Let's make it about 1.0. Back to here. And now then what I could also do, once I'm happy with the way that the object is overlaid on there, is to change the tint as well. So go into Tint and change this to make the can a nice orange color, although that's lost our contrast, so let's go more like a yellow, and just relocate the can a bit. There we go. That's one way we can do this. Okay, back to the original can. The other way I could do this is to make sure the can is selected, go to Materials, and then go to Texturing Mode, Apply Presets. And in this case, I'm going to use this one, Painted Metal Chipped. That's going to replace all the layers, diffuse, normal, everything that are inside the USDZ file. Then what I can do is still apply a texture on top of that, or decal. So again, select the Coremelt Soda. And same as before, I want to slide the decal and scale it until it's positioned as we like. Probably a bit more like this. There we go. Very quick and easy. Lastly, I'm going to load a different model and show you how you can do retexturing using the Advanced Material Editing. In this mode, we can see all the layers applied to the model and change any of them. There's a lot of layers which will be explained in detail in the online documentation. However, you can do a lot just by changing the diffuse layer. If I click on the triangle here next to diffuse, I can show image in Finder to show the actual file that's being used to define that diffuse layer. I recommend make a copy of it and don't edit it in place. In this case, I'm going to choose one that I've already made, prepared in Affinity Photo. And we've got our Coremelt cookies with hot toffee center. Delicious. Easy. And if you would change other layers, normals, metalness, roughness, you can simulate any surface from rusty metal to vinyl to flagstones. Note, you can also load any of our presets, then change to advanced material editing, and go from there, changing them. That's an overview of how you can retexture in ModelX. Thanks for watching.